This is Gary Atkins. Thanks for joining me. Someone asked how to use Transcribe, so I thought I'd make this short video showing you how I use the foot pedal to control Transcribe. I need to set up my iRig BlueBoard. I click on the software, and if I don't see these numbers, make sure that your iRig is on. You may have to turn it on and off a few times. Sometimes the link doesn't always seem to get there quickly. But once you have it set up, these buttons, A, B, C, D, will correspond to the A, B, C, D buttons on the BlueBoard itself. Okay, so I've got the iRig BlueBoard set up, and in Transcribe, I've set up my preferences. You'll see at the top here, for the toolbar, I entered in different speeds. So I can go down to 5% all the way up to 200% of the speed. So I can change the speed by doing 5% of the regular speed up to twice as fast. And I just set it up here in preferences. It is in my toolbar. So when I use my foot pedal, you'll see the corresponding preferences I've set up. Here, you can see that's where I've set up the pedal board. So program change, everything's on channel 16. When I press letter A, I'll get 25%. Letter B gives me 50, 75, and then 100%. And then I can click on select MIDI device, and I can see there's my iRig BlueBoard. And all I have to do is click OK. What I've done is I've actually created a macro so that when I launch Transcribe, all of this stuff is done automatically. So I just say OK, say OK again, and here we are. So now I'll put this on the floor. And you'll be able to see when I make changes. So here I am at the beginning, and if I press the letter A, you can see I'm getting the track at 25%. I press letter B, and it'll go to 50%. I've programmed it so that there is a pause. Now it's at 50%. I press it again, it stops. C will give me 75%. And for today, I only really need the D pedal so I can do it at 100%. So you can hear. Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. I press the pedal again and it stops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click start here at the beginning. I'm going to start at 100%, and then what I'll do is I'm going to press M so that every time a measure starts, and remembering that this example is in 3/4. So this way my hands are only worried about dealing in this case with adding in measure markers. So Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. Press the pedal again and it stops. Now something that I can do is I can zoom in, and if I look here, yeah, that's in the right spot. I can listen to it. I'll bet from just looking at the waveform that should probably be over a little bit. Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. Okay, once I've done all of that, what I want to do next is add the beats in, and rather than play them through in real time and then possibly move them around, Transcribe does a pretty good job of getting things in the right spot. So I just double click on this measure number and say that the subdivisions, in this case my subdivision, since we're in 3/4, I just change that to 3. I say yes, and watch what happens, because you'll see lines up here showing me where every beat is in the bar. See the red lines here? They indicate each beat. So when it comes time to work now, all I'll do is I'll click and drag, and I'm going to select just past the first 3 or the first 2 bars, because I know what that note is, having done the exercise. So I step on the pedal, my hands are free, and I can go. Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. Mi, sol. And you can see I've set this up so it loops over a section so I can listen to it multiple times until I feel I'm ready to transcribe it. I like to put in that 1 second rest. The next thing I'll do is first I'll practice singing along. So mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. I've also created a template where I can do my transcriptions. On the left side, I also have the bar numbers for every system, a spot where I can put in the tempo. So if I want to find out what the tempo is, Transcribe has a feature where I select a number of measures, go up to markers, and choose compute tempo. And it says the average tempo over 25 markers selected is 69.8 beats per minute. It's an approximation, so I'll just put that down on my sheet here. I've put down the name, the title of the piece, the date that I'm working on, and this is page 1. Just say OK. And now when it comes time to do the transcription, I'm just going to start again. Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. Then all I do is my hands are free. I can just write away on my sheet. Mi, sol, do, ti, mi, re, do. And that's it. You can see that using the foot pedal makes it a lot easier in dealing with the program, and it just makes it easier when you're working on your transcription. You don't have to worry about jumping back and forth, using the keyboard, keeping your hands, and then grab the pencil. This just makes it a lot cleaner and easier to use. Well, I hope you found this useful. Thank you. This is Gary Atkins. Thanks for joining me.